Hello and welcome to another Daily Creativity with yours truly, Charlotte Burns. That's me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, which is usually the people that hear this first, hello, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to ask any questions because I do eventually come back and answer questions and have a chat. Let me know you're watching on #replay if you're watching on the replay. If you're tuning in live, be sure to say hi. It's actually election day, so I'm not sure if you're all out electing, voting, that's what it's called. Or if you're sitting watching me. If you're watching me, hello, thanks for tuning in. Now, today, the title of this particular live is Where Does the Time Go, or How Does Time Flies? And it's sort of double-edged, as well as another PhD. If you don't know what a PhD is, apart from a doctorate, it's also a project half done. So I've shifted tables. My other table is full of the project I started yesterday that I had every intention of finishing. Do you ever get like that? And I started doing a process video of how I was going to finish the page, and I was going to put that up on YouTube and then link it back to my Facebook page, yada, yada, yada. Well, then I went for a walk because I was getting frustrated because I mucked it up. And then after the walk, something happened with my youngest. And I spent the rest of the day doing stuff with my son, which was great. It was great. But for those of you who know me, Josh's knee is worse than we thought. And it's just, if anyone knows a really good physiotherapist, please let me know. Private message me. Don't put it out on Facebook. Private message me. Anyway, so today I was going to do this page, which is from one of the Make It From Your Heart books. Please don't ask me which one. I don't remember. I think it's volume 5. And so I've jumped into the craft room this morning because I like to sleep in. I've jumped in and I have really quickly thrown something together. I have not put the page together. I also would really like to know, do you like watching me put the page together, or would you rather me just put the page together and then tell you this is how I did it? I won't sing again. This is the one I'm going to put together, and I'm going to go through the process of how I'm going to do it. So the first thing I had to do was pick the pattern. Ta-da! This is a pattern. I'm pretty sure this is from Make It From Your Heart, volume 5. Now, currently, so today, which is Saturday, the 21st of May, by the way, I'm doing scrapbooking all May because it's National Scrapbooking Month. But 21st May through till the 25th, I think, of May, there's a sale over on the Close to My Heart website. If you've got a consultant, go jump on their website and order. If you don't, feel free to jump on my website. It's simply charlotteburns.ctmh.com.au. If you're not a VIP, I strongly suggest you sign up as a VIP. Also, if you're thinking that you want a bigger discount because you spend lots of money, like I do, sign up as a consultant or a maker during May because it's really a great deal. Anyway, that's just my plug for that. So, Make It From Your Heart, volume 5. I don't think these are on sale, but there are a couple of other volumes that are on sale, as well as the Love of Colour, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So this is the pattern. Had to find one photo. Ta-da! There's the photo. Gorgeous photo. This is a photo that deserves a page all on its own. So this photo on this page, yes, it's a pattern. Great. The pattern shows me that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different papers, but you don't actually. 7 papers. And so to create this page, then it tells you how big to cut them all and where to stick them nicely. And it also gives a couple of examples, ta-da, ta-da, for you to follow, which I love. I love how Close to My Heart do this. I'm just going to pause here and say hello to Linda. You've been out and voted. Good on you. And you're enjoying watching me live. Oh, that's lovely. You like watching me put the page together. Awesome. I shall try and keep these short. Karen, good morning to you as well. And I am getting a lot of pages done. Yeah, I need to focus on the fact that I am getting a lot of pages done. I don't feel like I am, but I need to focus on the fact that I am. All right. So this page, I know the photo that I want. I now need to pick the papers that I want to use. I noticed on this particular paper, this particular page, they have, Close to My Heart have used all just cardstock. This is cardstock, cardstock, cardstock. Everything's cardstock. The only pattern is this background page that I actually thought, you know, I could create that. I'm not going to, but I could create that if I wanted to. So I initially thought maybe I'll just start with all cardstock. Yeah, maybe. This is cardstock and pattern paper. Now there is a bit of a pattern on, let me bring this right up. See this? There's a bit of a pattern on there. I believe they have actually stamped that onto the paper. Same as this here, they've actually stamped that onto the paper. So I went through my stamps to see if there were any beachy themed stamps, and the only one that I could really come up with was this one here. It's an old stamp of the month from 2020. Yeah, that was a good year, wasn't it? Anyway, so this one, not really sure. I thought the waves, maybe this little sandcastle, maybe, not sure. Anyway, I've pulled this one aside. I'm not going to show you embellishing my page because that does take too long, because it takes me a while to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you putting together the bones of the page. So here we go. Next, what I did was I went, all right, colors. I'm going to pick some colors from my photo. So I went for, I first of all looked at the pink. It's the predominant color, the purple and a little bit of yellow. Now what I found is that over the last few months, Close to My Heart have been putting out mix-in papers that are very, I'm going to call them color neutral. But what I mean by that is, so for instance, this is the November, December mix-in papers, which I'm pretty sure are still available. Every sheet is one color. So this one is mink, I believe, mink. So it'll be mink on both sides. It might actually be rosemary. Anyway, this one is papaya on both sides. This one is sapphire, again, both sides, and so on. So I have a look at my papers. The first pack that I grabbed, I then looked up the top, and these are all the colors, which I know my colors. You guys, you would probably get to know the colors as you go, but I know that if I look along here, there's Sundance, which is a yellow color, and there's also Wisteria, which is a purple color, which are two of the colors in my photo. So my craft room is such a mess. So I've grabbed out the purple and gone, oh yes, I love it. And I've grabbed out the Sundance and went, yep, that's going to give me a little bit of texture as well. Cool. So there's my first two papers. Next, what I did was I went and grabbed the pink and went, yep, that's going to work. Cool. Then I had a look at the greenie and I went, that's got to be roughly lagoon. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So I've got raspberry and lagoon, and I probably need one more color. Now I can use the back. So I've got a light side and a true side. But looking at these, I went, I've got 4 different papers. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's pick one more color. So then I went to the love of color, and I think I looked at raspberry first. So this is my love of color. These are on special. These are really good. Okay, this is what I did. The other reason I went to love of color is if you look at this example, it says love of color flamingo. So they've picked up their color palette from the love of color. I've gone to love of color. I think I actually picked wisteria. I did. I picked wisteria first, and that's on page 14, which is this one here. And it told me I can use these colors, or these colors. And I went, well, at least lagoon goes with wisteria. Awesome, that's a start, but I'm not using any of those colors. So then I went to lagoon. I did actually then look up lagoon. Lagoon or raspberry? No, I looked up raspberry. So I can look up either color, but I did look up raspberry, which was on page 18, because I remember I looked at page 18. So then we go to page 18, keeping in mind that some of these colors are retired, ladies, okay? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here we go. Raspberry, lagoon, and peacock. And I thought, peacock's retired. Looked it up. No, it's not retired. So check this out. these are the colours that I had. 1, 2, 3, and my gorgeous, I'm going to put this sideways, 4. So they're the colours I've got. Now, if I show you them, you might go, ooh, they don't go together. But when you put it with my photo, they actually work. Then I grabbed my peacock and look at that. Okay, maybe it doesn't look as good under the camera, but it looks amazing. In real life, they go so well. And I never would have chosen peacock. So there's a plug for love of colour. I love it. Now that I've got 5 colours, I know that the pattern, which is over here, the pattern says that I need 7. But when I look at the different elements, I also know that I can use light and dark. I can use white for the circle, etc., etc. So I decided that's what I was sticking with. The next tip that I'm going to give you is this piece here. So piece J, this is actually labelled J, says it's 3 inches by 9 inches. However, I know that it's 3 inches high. But when you look at this, the 9 inches goes underneath a 4 inch by 6 inch photo. So what I have done is I've gone, okay, 9 inches, take away 5 inches is, no, take away 4 inches. 9 inches, take away 4 inches is 5 inches. Divide that in half is 2.5 inches. I really only need 2.5 inches to pop either side. So I've already cut that, all right? I was referring to this picture quite a bit to see, you know, what colours I wanted where, and that's what I'm now up to. I was going to cut some more, but I'm going to show you, excuse my throat, where I go next. So I only want one piece of that in my design, okay? I might turn over and use this one. I'll just see how I'm going with placing the pages, the colours, sorry. So then when I look at my photo, I'm going to move my photo over a little bit. When I look at my photo, the next piece, and these are all in alphabetical order. So the pieces lay A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. J goes across like that, and K is the backing for your photo. So the first thing I'm actually going to choose is what backing do I want for my photo. And I believe I chose the pink. I did. So I chose pink for my photo. Again, they say to cut a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch piece for this so that you can mount your photo. I prefer to cut a 4 inch by 6 inch piece. And the reason for that is it saves paper. It does. It saves paper. And I can trim my photo down to by a 1/4 inch off the top and bottom. Sometimes you can't with a photo, but have a look at this photo. I can easily trim a 1/4 inch off there, a 1/4 inch off there, or even a 1/4 inch off here. And the photo will not change. So that's going to be the backing for my photo. So there is my K, sorry, that's my K piece. So I now need 2 more pieces of K, and they are going to be 1 inch by 10 inches and 1/2 inch by 10 inches. So let's just cut them quickly. So that's a 1/4 inch, Charlotte. Okay, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. You'll notice that when I'm cutting these, hopefully you can see this, I'm actually cutting, I have my paper supported on this side and I'm cutting on this side because it's easier. I could go like this, but what I find is that my paper then hangs down and tends to want to jump out of my trimmer. So when I'm cutting up to 1 1/4 inch pieces, that is where I usually cut it. I usually have the bulk of the paper on that side and the rest on the other. So now I'm going to cut this down to 10 inches. If you know me, you know I don't like extending my arm, both my arms. So I know that this is a 12-inch piece. I want to cut it down to 10 inches, so I'm just taking 2 inches off there. And the same with this one, 2 inches off there. Now, one thing you can do is if you're sure that that is the side that you're going to use, you can take a pencil and you can mark on the back of them what letter they are. So these pieces are, this is D and this is I. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put them above me and I'm going to try and remember that way. So I've got D and I, and I've also got K, and J is over there. All right, the next one I need is F. So when I look at this piece here, I know that this is the backing and that one is going to go there. So now I want to have a look at these. For me, I'm now looking at these to see, I'm going to go to A. A, I need something to go here. So what color do I want to put next to that edge there? It's a wide color. It's wide. So we might just have a look at the photo and see what color. I don't like that, but I don't mind that. All right, so there we go. That's my next one. So I'm cutting a 1 inch and a 1/2 inch again. So there's my 1/2 inchy and my 1 inchy. And we're cutting them down to, these are all 10 inches. So I'm cutting 2 inches off each of these. Now this is A. I'll put that. I have so much stuff on my table, it is not funny. Okay. 2 inches and 2 inches. There we go. Now this is E. So E comes before, obviously, no, it goes after D. All right, so that's DE. I'm having a look at the pieces that I've cut and then the extra pieces. So then I've got piece B. I'm done with that piece. So we've got that, and that will sit there. Now I need a B piece, and I'm thinking of, remember I've only got I've got 4 colors. So I could do this one, but I actually am not going to. I'm going to use my dark. Actually, I could use that one. So this is where it takes me a little while just to decide. No, I'm going to use the dark. All right. So B is a 1/2 and H is a 1. So we're going to do another 1/2 inch. The reason why I decided against the yellow is because there's not much yellow on Josie's jumpsuit. And the next cut that I make will be the yellow. And that is 2 1/2 inch pieces. So I'm going to go 2 inch. So this is A, B, wait, A, B, and now I've gotten confused. So let's go back to, this is why it's really good to label the back of your pieces. That's A. So I did that. That's D. Okay, so that's A. That's B. B. C. D. Right, I am getting all confused, so I'm going to grab a pencil and label them. So this is A. Here we go. A. A. This is B. There we go. That's B. This is H. Then this one was D. This one was I. And the skinny lagoon was, no, that's A. The skinny lagoon was E. Beautiful. There we go. That's much easier. So A, B, C, I was going to do this colour here. So this one is 1/2 inch. Now, another thing, because this is non-directional, which means that the pattern's the same this way and this way, I don't have to take the zip strip off. I can leave the zip strip on. It is directional this way, but I'm not using this side, I don't think. Let me have a look. Will I use that? I might. Okay, so this side is non-directional, but flip it over, this is. So I am going to take the zip strip off. Like so. And I'm going to cut it this way. I want this pattern, and I need 2 1/2 inch strips. So we go 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and then we need them cut down to 10 inches. So I'm just taking 2 inches off. Probably can't see the top of my trimmer now that I think about it. But I'm just taking 2 inches off them. Okay, put that aside for a minute. So this was C and G. G. And I'm going to put C underneath so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, you may notice that what I could have done was also trim the bits that are under here so that I'm not wasting paper. But because I'm doing it live, I have decided that it's easier if I just stick it down. It takes a little bit more thought to go through and trim bits without totally mucking it up. But you can certainly save a lot of paper. All this paper under here could be saved if you wanted to. So I've got A, B, C. D is this one. So that's D. E comes back to this one. And then I need an F. So what have I not cut? I have cut everything. And there's only one F. So what I might do is actually cut one of these as an F. Now, the only thing that I noticed is when I cut this, it was like that. So I can see a little bit of that. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let me just see how it cuts if I do this. Yeah, no, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to cut that, and that is going to be my F. The beauty of having double-sided paper is that I don't actually need 7 different papers. I can get away with having 5. So there is my F. I need to cut that down, don't I? Yes. So let me just trim this. 2 inches off, brings it down to 10 inches. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. Then G was this one. Lovely. H was I've mucked up somewhere. No, H is the same colour as B, that one. Oh, there we go. H. I is this one, and that will be the end of the papers. Okay, beautiful. So that is how it's going to look. Now, that's quite bright, but do you know what? I think this is going to work. So now that I've got it all down, as you can see halfway through the video, by numbering or lettering all of my pieces, it made it a lot easier. So again, I refer to this pattern here, and it shows that I'm putting this piece down first. So this is A, I'm putting that down first. It comes up 1 inch and in 3 inches. So all I need to do now is grab my adhesive, show you a little trick. Okay, so I'm just going to slide these off. I've got them all in order, so I don't really want to wreck that order. Let me just, there's a little bit of sticky on this piece from where I took the photo off, which is fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put just a little bit of sticky. This is not the best one to do it with, and put it down, put it on my paper, and then just stick that onto my mat, and that way my page doesn't move, which is fantastic. So I'm going to take my first piece, put some adhesive on. Now realistically it doesn't actually matter going up through the middle, because that's going to be stuck down with the photo on top anyway. I'm then going to just take my zip strips and say I'm coming up 1 inch, and I'm coming across 3 inches. That's an interesting zip strip. I wonder where that one came from. 3 inches. That just gives me a nice straight edge, because I don't know where my ruler is immediately, but that at least gives me a guide to it being nice and straight. I can then butt them up against the edges of the papers like so, and I've started. So there's my A, and because I've got all of my pieces already laid out in order, I can just go ahead and stick all of these down. Now the only reason that maybe I wouldn't label them on the back is if I decide as I'm going along that I want to swap the colours and I want to put a lighter colour down. But then if I've got an eraser, I can just quickly erase that as well. So here we go. This is going to be a really nice bright page. And I'm going to save the middle because that's going to be stuck down with my photo. I'm a little bit disappointed. I haven't got it quite perfect as far as the length. So that one's just a little bit higher than others, but that's okay. I might put an embellishment or something up there. So did I write on that one? I did. I was just wondering if I do a lighter one through there. Nope. Me just talking to myself. I hope you guys are going to have an absolutely awesome day today with whatever you do. I hope you've been enjoying my videos, and I noticed that a couple of you have tried out the weaving pattern and they look amazing. Thank you so much for trying it, but also for sharing it as well. Feel free to have a go at this pattern. What I will do is eventually I will post the dimensions of these. Now I'm actually going to do this as a downward. I'll post the dimensions of these cuts so you can then have a look and see if you want to replicate this page, or you can jump on and buy the Make It From Your Heart Volume 5, because it is just such a fun book to go through, and it is for card makers and scrapbookers alike. As I showed in another video, the patterns include scrapbooking and card making, which is great for those of us who are multi malted. I don't know. All right. I was thinking of doing that on the light side, but I'm not going to. And I like how it just all comes together nice and quickly, and it's really bright. I may not have used these colours normally, but with the pattern, it just gives me permission, doesn't it, really? All right, so there's my base layer. Then what I need to do is put down my photo mat, which again, it tells me, it's actually telling me to put the other one down first. I'm only going to put adhesive towards the inside of this, just in case I decide to tuck some embellishments or something underneath. Now, it's telling me to actually put this strip down first, which makes sense because if I had a full strip, I would want to do that. But I want to put my photo mat down first because I'm then going to butt the other two up against it. So it's saying to come down 4 inches and then go up 1 3/4 inches. So I need to go down 4. So that's down to 8, but then come up 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 takes me to 9 3/4, which is there. And then I'm going to center it, which is there. And that's going to sit there. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look pretty with the suns up the top? Now, I'm actually going to take that over just a fraction. And that is where my photo is going to sit. Then, if I can find, here we go. All right, another tip for you. So I want to dovetail the ends of these photos. Grab my scissors. And the easiest way to do it is, I've found, find the middle. So this is a 3-inch piece, that's 1 1/2 inches. Find the middle, cut a slot up through the middle, and then from each end up to the top of that little slit. So there's 1, and there's 2. And that gives me a really nice dovetail. Just so that I don't mess it up, I'm going to do a dovetail. I'm going to use this as a template for that one, but I know that the dovetail comes on this side, so I'm going to turn that around and line it all up and do that. So there's 2 ways of dovetailing. Really looking forward to early next month. I've got some more scrapbooking pages to share with you, but I really want to focus at the moment on either using the fresh paint, which is the featured paper suite for this month, or things like the mix-ins and other things like that. Okay, so these are going to go here, 1 and 2, and that looks horrible, the colours, but once I put the photo on, I'm pretty sure that's all going to work. So these are supposed to be 4 inches down from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. The embellishments are also going to help as well. So this needs to be in line with the 8-inch mark. And that just goes slightly under there. Like so. And you'd never know that that was not the full length of that strip. So make sure that's still at 8 inches, lift that up. And you can see now why I didn't go all the way around that piece of cardstock, this photo mat, but rather I just went on the inside. Now that's sloping down a little bit. That's right. So there we have it. And then I'm just wondering if I can see my chippy chop, which I can't, so I'm going to grab this. I don't usually like using this to cut my photos, but that was paper falling on the ground, ladies. But I'm going to take 1/4 inch off actually wondering, I might even take 1/4 inch off. I'm going to take a small amount off this side. This has got a little bit of tackiness to the back of it because I had it stuck down on my page. So I'm just going to rub that off with my finger because it works. So this one, I can actually use the metal. There's a metal guide there that shows me exactly where that wire is going, where the paper is going to cut. And then I want this down to 3 3/4. That's it there. And I'm thinking I'm going to take it down to 5 3/4 there. Pop that on there, and there you have it, ladies. No, I haven't embellished it. I will do that. I'll do a process video and show you the embellishing of my page. It's a very bright page. Very bright, very unusual for me too. However, what the embellishments do, so let me show you this. What the embellishments do is it ties it all in together. I mean, it was a very bright photo. So there you have it, ladies. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for those who have been able to tune in live. Karen, you love my colour choices. That's good. For me, at the moment, it is a matter of actually getting my photos onto pages and getting them decorated. So that's a lot better than nothing. Pauline, thank you so much for your comments. I wish you a very safe trip to Queensland. And to everyone else who's watching, again, if you would like to make a comment, I'll come back and answer any comments. I wish you all the best for the day. Please, please, I hope that you are inspired to do some scrapbooking. I will post the dimensions and everything at some point. I do have to run. So for now, stay safe, be good, keep crafting, and bye for now.